For the past 4 years, this man in the center, front and center there, has represented Grand Rapids at the state capitol as a Democrat. But tonight, Representative Roy Schmidt is changing parties.
Political reporter Rick Albin is here right now with a look at the impact of this surprise announcement.
And we thought this was going to be a boring election cycle. It's hard to overemphasize what this means in a narrowly divided district. Schmidt isn't just a state representative from the 76. He served for more than a decade on the Grand Rapids City Commission, representing some of that very same area. So he's well known on the west side. Now he says he's going to switch from a Democrat to Republican. The announcement came as a surprise, but Democrats were able to field a candidate, Matt Mojak. We're currently trying to get in touch with him. But as for Schmidt, his decision to change parties gives Republicans another member to caucus with immediately, according to House Republicans. It also means Republicans have a shot at a seat where no other Republican had filed. Even though the district has been redrawn, the original district that Schmidt was elected to has been held or represented by a Democrat for decades. But Schmidt's name ID and record of service will likely have an impact there despite his change of party. So an early twist in an already interesting election cycle. We'll be talking with Representative Schmidt, find out exactly what is behind this surprise move. And it is a surprise. And I'm kidding, of course, when I said, we thought it was going to be boring. This is already setting up to be a very exciting election cycle. And this was something that nobody really expected.
Exactly. It kind of came at the last minute, the 11th hour of the filing deadline. What's the motivation, I guess, behind kind of scooting that in?
With a couple interesting things. It came at the very end of the day, but Democrats had to have a heads up because they were able to get a candidate on. So I'll be interested to find out how that worked. Here's what the motivation was not. Roy Schmidt was in no danger of losing this seat, even though it had been redrawn. Nobody else had filed against him. Maybe that's because the Republicans knew he was going to jump ship. But no matter what, this wasn't about re-election. I'll be interested to find out what it is about. Is it about wanting to serve in the majority, get more of your bills heard on the floor, do more for the area that you've represented all these years, perhaps in your last 2 years, because he'll be term limited if he's reelected. But again, it's not about election because he was going to win this seat. So I'm very anxious to find out what the motivation is. As soon as we can sit down and talk to him, we'll get it on the air.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rick.